This is the Segovia Show.
Yes, it is. Good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are. Thank you for tuning in and joining me live, because some of you are going to be tuning in after the fact. And for those of you on YouTube, X, and Twitch, you are going to go over to Rumble. And I just put that on the link up there for those of you on YouTube and Twitch, because I am going to react to the first episode of season 1 of Turn, Washington's Spies, starring Jamie Bell. This is from a show like just over a decade ago, or about a decade ago, that I just came across, and I'm on season 3. Awesome show. But that wasn't the episode or the show I was going to react to. I wasn't even planning on really doing the stream anymore, because those of you that know me know that I've been long delaying doing the Big Short live reaction because of what I do for a living. I work in construction, I work in real estate, property management, and the Big Short was something I actually lived on different sides of that. But the thing is, it's a very long movie. I thought about breaking it up and reacting half here and half there, but I'm like, that's gonna be hard to get back into it, so I gotta make the time to just react on it through and through. So that was what I intended to react to today. But if you can't hear it, there are at least 5 helicopters overhead, and they've been buzzing overhead for the past 5 hours. Pretty annoying. And you might even hear my AC blasting, because it's one of those days here. Extreme heat warnings in California per the norm. But yeah, so the reason I say I need you all to go over to Rumble in a moment, because I'm giving you, those that are tuning in, a chance to just get ready to jump over. That's why I put the link on the chat there on the live chat for Twitch and YouTube. X, just go above to the profile, just hit the link to go over to Rumble and follow me there. Reason being is freedom of speech is basically dead in Europe. You haven't seen what's been happening in the UK. I mean, it's insane, and you're not even being told the truth about what's happening in the UK. And just before I continue, I need to do one check. Just a moment. And welcome to all the new followers over on Rumble. I appreciate you all. All right, so far it sounds coming in through just fine, and I hope that the auto ducking is going to work just fine when I start streaming the episode here in a moment. But the truth is that what's happening in the UK, and I'm not going to go into the details of it because it's for another time, but follow me across the socials at the Segovia. Let me put the banner up so you know where to follow me on the socials. So there you are on Twitter, or X _ Segovia. Well, anyway, people's homes are being raided because of tweets, reposts, likes, shares, And the thing is, the conservative space is really expressing their outrage about what's happening in the UK, but I haven't heard anybody express similar outrage to what happened to Douglas Mackey when he was charged under the Biden-Harris administration last year because of a 2016 meme that hurt the Clinton campaign. He's serving prison time for a meme, and that's the United States, that's not the UK. But freedom of speech is under attack all over the place here in the country, and some of you don't even know it. I made a post yesterday, and I'm going to share this with you all, and I'm sorry if I'm getting political. It's not. It's just the mere fact of the reality of the world that we live in today. Let me just pull up Blue Sky. I know, you're like, Blue Sky. Yeah, that Jack Dorsey ended up leaving for Blue Sky, helped create it, and then he ended up leaving from there. For those of you that follow me on socials would know that I made a post yesterday after the press conference that Trump did that was pretty random, but he did one anyway. And I posted Kamala. She says, Trump is too afraid to debate me. So because of yesterday's press conference, Trump, I agree to 3 debates. Then Kamala was asked later about this, so I kind of jokingly said, Kamala, let's do one and see where that goes, because she said she's going to do one and she's open to discussion for more. To which someone responded to me on Blue Sky, says there was already an agreement in place. She's completely right to keep him in reactionary mode instead of letting him feel or look like he's in control, because it makes him even more unhinged. That's the goal. Let voters see him bitch and complain about having to win an election, hiding in his lair. I want to make something very, very clear. I laughed out loud when I read that. And I was preparing a response. And then I got sad, because this is a worldview that was probably shaped by the flow of information that the big tech oligarchs have been doing to stop people from actually seeing things that either they don't agree with, or just information in general. So here, there was already an agreement in place. Yes, with Biden. Biden, if you remember, was the one that was defiantly saying he was not dropping out of the race. He was in it to win it, and he was going to serve another term because he was going to win it in November. And then 24 hours later, someone apparently forged a signature. That's what it looks like, that on a not even a proper letterhead letter, and announced that he's through a Twitter post that he's backing out of the campaign, stepping down, and letting someone else take the reins. Didn't endorse Kamala in that post, but then followed up with the endorsement of Kamala. So no, the agreement wasn't with her. It was with Biden. He was no longer there. The Democrats were propping somebody else up that never received a vote, someone that dropped out of the primary race in 2020 after getting like in second place in the polls, until people actually started hearing from her, talking to her, like, oh my goodness, she's dumb. She had to drop out of her home state primary because she wouldn't even place in the top 10. That's how unlikable Kamala is. But then she says that he's hiding in his lair. They tried to kill him. Does anybody remember that? Do any of you remember that someone tried to take out Trump? Whether it was the deep state, lone wolf, or somewhere in between, doesn't matter. They tried to take him out just over 3 weeks ago, and no one is talking about that. The left was reacting like, oh my goodness, he's going to get sympathy votes out of this. That was their concern. And some other people were saying that, the shooter missed. See, it's so disingenuous. They're like, oh, Trump is scared of Kamala. Really? The dude's still going out there doing rallies. Well, he hasn't campaigned in a few days. Well, you know what she hasn't done in about 20 days? Not even had one press conference to take legitimate questions from the people. Because if it's unscripted, she is entirely unlikable. So, yeah, free speech is under attack. And I can't do this freely on YouTube. I can't do this freely on Twitch. And quite frankly, I'm frustrated that I have to have different behaviors on certain social medias, because certain social media, some of the people that I've engaged with and follow, we basically consume about the same amount of content and basically agree. But when I'm on Instagram and there's family and friends that are also engaged there, I know for a fact they're not seeing what I'm seeing. So then I start sharing. And for the past week, I have been throttled and shadow banned, and I posted this on my Instagram stories for people to see. Like, this is the reaction that I have been getting from people that are just not seeing my posts, and they've been following me for years. And it's like, well, because I'm pointing out something and not being salacious about it, I'm literally just using, like, live the TikTok, using their words against them. Like, well, hear it for yourself. And I just put a caption on it. That's it. And being shadow banned. So that's what saddens me about that post from Blue Sky. This person might genuinely be interested in having a conversation, and I really wouldn't know it, because how can you tell? You're not gonna reach consensus on a freaking comment section anywhere. But it does sadden me that that's where we are today. Man, those helicopters, dude. Anyway, sorry about that. Well, and that is to say, in conjunction with what's happening in the UK, that people have no idea what's happening over there. And for my local community, I did post up the documentary Silence by Tommy Robinson that I believe people should watch and make up their own minds about that. If not, just go over to X and see it there. About, I don't know, 30 million people have already seen it. And it is eye-opening to give you a better understanding about what the heck is just going on over there. But one thing that I tend to do on my show, and this is something that I did for locals, a lot of you haven't seen, I'm going to share it here now. It's a little series I like to call Life Imitates Art, because I'm big on movies, as we're about to watch Washington Spies. But I'm going to share this clip with you all before I sign off for you on YouTube and Twitch. Check out the live chat. The link to Rumble is there. It's the Andre Segovia Show on Rumble. It's verified. You can go over there, rumble.com. And that's where I'll be watching in the continuation of the stream. I'm going to have to cut it here and move over there, but I'll give you enough warning when I finally do that. But I'm going to share this clip with you all. I don't know if it's going to come across really loud. I hope not. And for those of you in the live chat, I hope you're able to tell me if the sound might be a little low or not. Let's find out. Here's the clip. And there we go.
There are, of course, those who do not want us to speak.
Just let me think.
I suspect even now, orders are being shouted into telephones, and men with guns will soon be on their way.
It's Chancellor Sutler.
Damn it!
Why? Because while the truncheon may be used in lieu of conversation, words will always retain their power. Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. And the truth is, there is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it, sir. You wanted it foolproof. You told me every television in London.
Cruelty and injustice, intolerance and oppression. And where once you had the freedom to object, to think and speak as you saw fit, you now have censors and systems of surveillance coercing your conformity and soliciting your submission.
We need cameras.
How did this happen? Who's to blame? Well, certainly there are those who are more responsible than others, and they will be held accountable. But again, truth be told, if you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
Yep, look into a mirror. So when things get bad, and you complain about it, but you've done nothing, like say a vote was a ballot passed that you didn't like, or something else happened, I don't know, election-wise, that you didn't turn out to even make your voice heard. You only have you to blame. You look in the mirror. That clip is from V for Vendetta, and that is literally what's happened in the UK. And for those of you that are not familiar, I am a fan of Alan Moore's Watchmen. I have it here behind me on my shelf. But Alan Moore has this really bad tendency to blame Christianity for the very worldview that he was afraid of. It's like, well, Alan Moore, how does it feel that the people that you criticized were not the ones that brought about this dystopian future you kept criticizing about? Look at what's happened to your country as people are being arrested for a freaking tweet, when the ones that have been rioting and attacking police officers they haven't been sentenced. Some of them have been let go. But God forbid they have wrong think. Yeah. But anyway, that's what I needed to express to you all. Well, that in combination, while I'm pissed at YouTube, as always, they keep targeting conservative channels, and one of the biggest conservative channels, if not the biggest on YouTube, has of course been banned for a while. I think they'll still be able to be back on in a week or two, but as originally as I understood it, with multiple strikes against them, that it was supposed to be sometime right before the election. I don't know. I guess I'll double check that. But the point is, they shouldn't have been, because I've even talked about it, that videos that were fine last year, because they changed the rules this year, suddenly those videos aren't fine. Well, that's what happened to mine. What the heck? Anyway, thank you, YouTube followers. You're the biggest audience. And Twitch, for those of you that are watching, thank you very much. The links are in the chat for a moment. And as soon as I cut this off, you probably won't see it anymore. So just go over to rumble.com and type in The Andre Segovia Show. On the search, you'll find me immediately with a little Rumble checkmark on it. That is the verified channel on there. And that's where I'll be streaming Washington Spies, or the show is called Turn from AMC from 10 years ago. And I'm going to get right into that. I just got a bit au revoir to the rest of you. So it's time for me to disconnect. Bye bye X, bye bye Twitch, and bye bye YouTube.